The French are never very good about fighting the real enemy. They're very good about fighting with each other, usually to the detriment of France. And so here we have the French Republicans in the New York Slimes. I want you to hear this one by Jonathan Martin. In a warning shot to outside conservative groups, the National Republican Senatorial Committee, I want you to remember this group. This is the group that goes into all these states and typically backs the wrong candidate. The National Republican Senatorial Committee this week informed a prominent Republican advertising firm that it would not receive any contracts with the campaign committee because of its work with a group that targets incumbent Republicans in the Senate. I guarantee you this is Karl Rove. I guarantee you this is Mitch McConnell. Even more striking, a senior official at the committee called individual Republican Senate campaigns and other party organizations this week and urged them not to hire the firm, Jamestown Associates, in an effort to punish them for working for the Senate Conservatives Fund, a group founded by Jim DeMint, who was in the Senate, of course, at the time, that is trying to unseat Senator Mitch McConnell and other incumbents up for re-election next year who it finds insufficiently conservative. So here we have the National Republican Senatorial Committee acting like a bunch of Soviet punks. Who's the head of this committee, Mr. Producer? Let's get the senator who's running this, and let's invite him on the program, or her. We're not going to do business with people who profit off of attacking Republicans, said Brad Dayspring, spokesman for the committee. Oh, Brad. Well, maybe none of us here, nobody listening to this show should contribute a plug nickel to the National Republican Senatorial Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, if you get a fundraising letter from the National Republican, write this down, the National Republican Senatorial Committee, or a phone call from one of the organizations, one of the phone banks it hires, harassing you at dinner time to contribute money to them, tell them no and hang up on them. That's the National Republican Senatorial Committee. What you should do if you want to participate in the political system and make a donation is give it to individual candidates who you support and to conservative groups like the Senate Conservatives Fund. Mr. Producer, the Senate Conservatives Fund, would you put their link on my social sites right now, please? The Senate Conservatives Fund is the group we like. The National Republican Senatorial Committee is the group we detest. Got that, Bradley Dayspring? The committee has conveyed the same message privately to 2014 Senate candidates such as Representative Steve Daines of Montana, Tom Cotton of Arkansas, the Republican National Committee, the National Republican Congressional Committee, the Republican Governors Association, and Mike Duhame, the chief strategist for Governor Chris Christie of New Jersey, for whom Jamestown also does work. So, the National Republican Senatorial Committee, which Mitch McConnell used to run, whose executive director used to work for Mitch McConnell. His name is Stephen Law. Stephen Law now works for Karl Rove. Stephen Law used to work for the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. You see what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We're in a battle. We're in a battle. So now this National Republican Senatorial Committee, which Mitch McConnell has his hooks into, which Karl Rove has his hooks into, and we're going to find out which senator now is the putative head of it. Can we do that before the end of the segment? Mr. Producer, just Google it. Let's find out who it is. Chairman of the National Republican Senatorial Committee. We're going to invite this senator on, and we'll see if he or she comes on. Oh, woe is me. I don't want to go on his show. No. Oh, Jerry Moran of Kansas? I'm not sure, folks. We're going to check it out. Whomever it is, we're going to tell you on Monday. We're going to contact that office on Monday because, as you know, the federal government is closed right now. It's almost 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The federal government is officially closed. Oh, woe is me, woe is me. But anyway, this is happening because Mitch McConnell is having a complete meltdown, said Matt Hoskins. Good guy, executive director of the conservative group. He can't defend his record, so he's threatening and attacking everyone who disagrees with him. And he's rattled. And now, ladies and gentlemen, he's acting like a mobster.